From Spontaneously Combustible Studio in Cleveland, Ohio, presented by Permanently Geek, this is Uncovered, the show where we compare original versions of songs and cover versions of songs and try to decide which of the two is better. So under this piece of cloth is a song that our producer has selected from the Hoppa. We do not know what song we're going to be talking about this episode. There's a big collection, and if you have any suggestions for songs you think we should talk about, please toss them down in the comments. But shall we figure out what we're talking about this time?
Let's.
All right, do the honors, sir.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Nice.
So, the song Umbrella, originally by Rihanna, covered by the Manic Street Preachers. So we're going to listen to both of these songs in their entirety. You're just going to hear short clips, and we will be right back.
When the sunshine will shine together, told you I'll be here forever, said I'll always be your friend, took an oath I'm a stick. When the sunshine will shine together, told you I'll be here forever, said I'll always be your friend, took an oath I'm a stick.
And we're back. So this is another tough one. Like, it really is, because I won't lie, I am a bit of a Rihanna fan. Specifically, there's a lot of my music that I care about is tied to specific memories that I have, and so Rihanna's first single that really broke her was Pon de Replay, which came out shortly before Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. And literally like 1 month before Katrina hit, I went on a trip down to New Orleans with my friend Justine, and we were staying on the opposite side of Lake Pontchartrain with friends of hers, and so we had to drive across this long bridge to get to New Orleans to go do all the touristy stuff that we were doing.
What was the name of the lake?
Lake Pontchartrain.
I heard punch a train.
That's not too far from how you...
Why would you want to punch a train? Feels like that would hurt.
I feel like Superman does that for fun from time to time.
Probably, yeah.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But like, driving across that bridge, that song, Pon de Replay, like, I swear it came on at least twice in every drive across that bridge, because it's a long drive.
Sounds like a pop music radio station.
That's exactly what it was. So so that song, and therefore Rihanna, is tied in my mind to that trip to New Orleans, which was an awesome time. So ever since then, I've had a fondness for all things Rihanna. At the same time, the Manic Street Preachers version is pretty great.
It's pretty badass, yeah. Like, I am not normally that into pop music, but yeah, I have an open mind. There's certain like pop performers that I do like, and she is one that I do tend to like. It's begrudgingly too. Like, every time I hear a new song come out, I'm like, man, I don't want to like this, but then I'll hear it and I'm like, yeah,
all right,
I like this. It's a
pretty
cool
solid
song. And Umbrella, like, say what you want to about it. It's a well-written, it's a great song.
It is a fantastic pop song. I'm not sure that Jay-Z's bit at the beginning is entirely necessary. And apparently, so was that take 3 for him or take 3 for her? Because she's just like, take 3!
That's a good question. Like, in my mind, he just kind of showed up to the studio and she wasn't there yet. And like, well, we're paying for this by the hour. I might as well get
all right,
down.
I'll get a verse down at the beginning of the song.
Take 3, something, Rihanna, where you at?
And then she walked into the studio. I wear my watch backwards. Walked into the studio and then just like busted out the whole thing in one take.
To her credit, yeah, she did nail it on her first take.
Yeah, first take all the way through. It's take 3 for Jay-Z, take 1 for Rihanna. So the Manic Street Preachers, I'm not all that familiar with them. I know the one song that used to get some play on alternative rock radio around here was, I think it was called If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next.
Yes.
Which is a really long-winded and foreboding song title.
Yeah. They've gone through some style changes over the years, too. Like, I've been a big fan of the Manics for a long time. And it's interesting that you point out that song, because that's probably one of the more stylistically close to their cover of
right.
It's the Rihanna
song. It's kind of what I expected from a cover by them. Was that it would
like
sort
it's
of
got
sound
that
like
like weird like little guitar contrast with the flange and stuff going on.
Flange.
But they've got like some like glam rock. They've got like almost punk kind of stuff. They've got like
So
electronic music. They've got like it sort of spans all over the spectrum. But I do really enjoy the Manics a lot.
So they're a British band?
Welsh.
Welsh then. Shall we reveal?
All right. Points.
There we go. All right. Thank you, sir.
That would make Rihanna Canadian, right? Like she's like stand under my umbrella. Is
that what a Canadian accent
Was
sounds like?
was she maybe like singing to someone named Ella?
Named Ella?
Like, you can stand under my umbrella, Ella.
Ella? It sounds like a come on when you put it that way. Like, I thought this was just a song about friendship and supporting each other, but
I want to see a Bob and Doug McKenzie like version of this. Like, oh, you can stand under my umbrella, Or take off.
Poser. To the great white north. Welsh then. Shall we reveal what each of us picks?
Let's do it.
All right, 3,
Two.
2, 1.
All right, so there we go. We have a disagreement.
As per usual,
Yep.
all is right in the world. We have differing opinions.
Yes.
So yeah, I was a fan of the Rihanna version. My biggest complaint with the Manic Street Preachers version is that it lost a little bit of the contrast and the dynamics and the push pull. Like there was the difference between the verses in the Rihanna song and the Manics version. Like the verses were really like stark and pulled back, and it was very rhythm and vocal centric, and then the chorus really felt like it elevated from there, and I thought
Ella?
it elevated. And so I was disappointed. It felt like there was a little bit too much crammed into the Manics version. And of course, you're a band, everyone wants to get their piece in, so it's not as surprising that it would be a little bit more sonically full than a pop production. But I did, and both of us noticed this. There were some strange chord changes in the original version.
There really were, yeah. Like there's some chords in the chorus that just didn't seem like they fit.
Yeah, and I'd never noticed it before. Again, it's when you listen on studio monitors.
Right. Yeah.
You hear things that you don't when you're in your car or iPod headphones or whatever. But I was really taken aback with there's one chord in particular that's like.
Yeah, I think it's like the second chord on each phrase or something that just doesn't sound right.
Right. So that I do have to take points away from the original for that. But so tell me why you chose the cover as opposed to the original.
So almost the same reason that why you chose the original and didn't like the cover. I love what they stylistically did with it.
Okay.
I like the way that it sounds a lot more full and it's just a really fantastic rock cover of the song where they don't necessarily change it a whole lot. They just sort of adapt it to their style.
Yeah, there are a few little like vocal changes. One thing that I did like was every other line of the verse, the way that he ended the vocal line. Like he would end the first if it's A B A B, A would end with held out vibrato, while B ended with a little dive bomb on the vocals.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a really cool treatment of that.
Yeah.
It was a nice little stylistic variation.
He's a fantastic singer. I think he's got an awesome voice.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a fantastic job singing this song. But they kept it pretty true to the original. They played the right chords, which was cool.
That's true. Whatever that weird chord that felt really uncomfortable and didn't quite fit in the original was not in the Manic Street Preachers version. So they fixed that. They fixed that issue. So when you were watching the fast motion and seeing us writing on things and me chugging that beer. What we were doing was we were both picking what we thought was better. So I chose the uncover, or the original as you might call it. Kevin chose the cover. We were also guessing what one another would pick, and that's what's written on these CDs.
Right.
So shall we take a look at what the picks were for one another?
There is. What is the score currently? We've been keeping a running tally on every episode, and I know I am not doing too good.
Yeah, you're running a little behind. It's 12-7 right now.
Ugh.
I've got 12 points. You've got 7.
Michael is an enigma that's hard to figure out.
just when you think you know.
I know. He changes the questions.
There we go. Wait a second. Did you just pull a wrestling reference on me that I didn't?
I pulled a Roddy Piper quote on you, yes. Just when you think you know all the answers, I change the questions.
All right. Well, shall we?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Ooh.
So Michael says Mannix, and the reasoning is Welsh. Why not?
And
Can't argue with that.
I thought I made a solid point.
Yeah.
And Kevin correctly chose Rihanna because his reasoning was I don't really know and I'm not too confident. I hope you pick this. I need points. And well, your lack of confidence was an asset in this case. So you have. Hey, I know that wrestling reference, and he's retired.
Yeah, that's true.
With the deficit you've been running, I'm surprised you haven't too. So that means that it's now 13 to 8. So, managing.
I didn't lose any ground.
I did not lose any ground on this one. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this show, make sure you subscribe to the Permanently Geek channel, which is where this is hosted. There are lots of other shows on there as well, as Welsh.
See?
And we will see you again next week. Thanks for stopping by.
Take off.